D2 Word Life with Riptidz here.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I've been ready.
No, I said, are you ready? Roman Reigns loving son of a bitch.
Oh, screw you, you Logan Paul loving asshole. Ironically enough, though, freaking the event we're going to be reviewing today has none of those people in this freaking event.
It has Roman Reigns.
Well, okay, yeah, it has Roman Reigns in it, but I don't have your boy in it. And I was talking about Triple H. You made the DX reference to start off this whole thing.
Exactly.
And of course, this was during the time period where nobody liked Roman Reigns except for Riptidz.
No, except for D2.
No, I don't think so, Skeeter.
He loved his big dog persona. Don't let him get it twisted, guys. He loved that Roman Reigns.
I don't think so, Skeeter.
Oh, I know you did.
Nope. Anyway, the event we're going to be reviewing is Money in the Bank 2015. This was his choice. Took place on June 14th, 2015 in Columbus, Ohio.
Also, this is 10 years, and just next week it'll be 10 years without Dusty.
Yeah.
For his death anniversary.
Yeah. Anyway, took place in the Nationwide Arena with an attendance of...
You were about to say Nationwide Wiener, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. Where the hell you get that? Where the hell did you get that from?
You're trying to say arena, but it came out as a wiener.
No. Took place.
And you caught yourself.
But anyway, whatever. It was at the Nationwide Arena with an attendance of 15,277 fans in attendance. And of course, the commentators were Jerry Lawler, JBL, and your boy Michael Cole.
Nope, your boy Michael Cole.
Y'all know that's your boy. And the ring announcers were Lillian Garcia and JoJo. And of course, they did have a pre-show match at this event, which saw R-Truth defeat King Barrett, because Wade Barrett was king of the ring at this point.
Yeah.
In a singles match, one-on-one match. So yeah, right when the show started, we got to. You already alluded to the elephant in the room about this event. The pay-per-view actually opened up with a
tribute to Dusty.
With a 10-bell salute with all the superstars standing there.
Which this event still almost made me cry again.
Yeah. Because Dusty Rhodes, I believe, passed away like just a few days before this event.
It was a few days before Money in the Bank.
Yeah. And yeah, that was sad to see once again. And of course, after that, they actually did, the opening video package for this event, hyping up the matches we're going to see at this event, plus the main event. And of course, the first match of the night was the 2015 Money in the Bank ladder match, which saw Roman Reigns, Sheamus, Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler with Lana. Hey, you know what Lana backwards is? Anyway, Neville, Kofi Kingston, and Kane. And this was John. This was
Corporate Kane.
This was
Stooge Kane.
This was your favorite incarnation of Kane.
No, it was not.
Yeah, it was.
was not.
Yeah, and then obviously your favorite incarnation of Roman Reigns was here, the big dog, and this was also your favorite version of Kane, the corporate sellout Kane, the authority.
Kane.
And throughout Kane's career, they say when he first debuted as the Big Red Machine back in '97, that was his most evil incarnation. No, that wasn't his most evil incarnation. His most evil incarnation is Mayor Kane. Ha there's your little political joke for the day. Anyway, before we talk about like what happened near the end of this match, any spots that stood out to you? Because to me, there's at least one I can remember. Roman Reigns powerbombing Kofi Kingston onto the freaking ladder, and then later on he powerbombed, I believe, Neville onto Kofi Kingston onto the ladder. That was actually a pretty notable spot.
Sheamus setting up the ladder to do exactly what he was going to do the last time they were at Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Was literally put Kofi through the fucking ladder.
And it was at this point Kofi Kingston was a heel with a New Day and one half the tag champions. We'll talk about that title match later. All right.
Well, also, when Roman tried to climb the ladder, it goes dark.
Oh, I wonder why.
You see Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, and
toss his ass off the ladder.
And then he gave Reigns a Sister Abigail, knocking him out of the match near the end.
Yep.
And it's like, wow. And yeah, seeing that, I'm just like, wow, I miss Bray Wyatt. Why does the show have to make me emotional within the first like 30 minutes? That's what I'm wondering. When taking everything into context here. Right?
Well, first was Dusty Rhodes when they would literally show his achievement and then him almost winning the title.
Yeah. And then during this match we see Bray Wyatt, and that just reminded me of everything that happened a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But then, like, in the end, freaking Sheamus tried to take advantage. Then Neville got back up, started fighting Sheamus up there, but Sheamus got the better of him when he threw Neville off the ladder, or after freaking grabbing him by the hair, or like, eye gouging, I think he was doing to knock Neville off the ladder.
Oh, no, he didn't just knock it. He literally fucking grabbed his head and yanked him off the freaking ladder. And it was funny as hell that JBL Burke is like, oh, it's an old rivalry. It's the English versus the Irish.
God damn it. And of course, Sheamus followed that up by grabbing the briefcase, unhooking it, and winning the match. Yeah, this was at the period of time when people were doing the "You look stupid" chant to Sheamus because of that mohawk he had.
Well, this match lasted longer than 18 seconds.
Oh, can you imagine the Money in the Bank ladder match? This one lasted 18 seconds. Well, first of all, that'd be impressive. Sheamus defeating like 5 other opponents in 18 seconds, or 6 other opponents, however how many there was. In 18 seconds, and also it'd be bullshit. It's like what did the other competitors do? Did they just stand there and let Sheamus win? Right? Like what? But yeah, that one. So your thoughts on this one?
It was good. Sheamus deserved to win.
Did Sheamus really need this win? No, but at least the only saving grace is that at least Sheamus has the Money in the Bank added to his list of accomplishments. And yeah, we know what Sheamus would do later on with that Money in the Bank briefcase, but we'll review that event when we get there. All right.
Yep.
But yeah, for this opening contest, I'm like, okay, this was actually a great car wreck of a match. A lot of freaking great high spots, a lot of insane bumps. You're just gonna have to watch it. I couldn't describe it even if I tried to, of every spot in this match. And I'm just like, okay, this is how we're starting off the pay-per-view. Time to go downhill from here. Next, we had the Divas Championship match. Remember when the women were known as Divas? Jeez, I hated that era. I don't miss that era. And this was like...
Yes, you do.
But, this time period, this was like at the end of the Diva era and it was slowly simmering towards the Women Revolution era. Or, the current, what we have now.
Yeah.
Hey. And then we saw... Yeah, and in this match, we saw Nikki Bella defend the Divas Championship against Paige. Goddamn. And yeah, this Paige said she was going to take that Divas Championship after being foiled by Nikki Bella 2 weeks prior due to Twin Magic. And yeah, let's just say that exactly did not happen.
Yeah.
Because, Paige looked like she was on her way to win after a great back and forth, but, after some back and forth, between the two. Your basic standard, match here. I mean, they were just pretty much going through the motions at this point. I really wasn't into it until, like, the final moments of the match here, but I knew something was going to happen, right? And it did. Yeah. Paige executed the Rampage finisher for a 2 count. And then the referee turned his back, was focusing on Paige, so Nikki got out of the ring to switch places with her sister Brie that was hiding under the ring. And then freaking Paige ended up securing a roll-up victory for the win and the championship. Or so we thought. Because then right after the match, freaking Brie revealed, I'm not Nikki, by ripping a bunch of, what was it, freaking tissue out of her bra? Because, or out of her freaking, like, top out of her ring attire, because we know Nikki Bella had the surgery done. If you know what I mean. Right? And then the referee, not even disqualifying, just was like, okay, let's continue the match anyway. Right?
Yep.
That should have just been a disqualification. Yeah, it would have sucked. Nikki Bella would have still been champion anyway, but it'd be logical in that situation. But instead, the referee's like, fuck it. I'm not going to disqualify anyone. Let the match continue like a dumbass. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then freaking Nikki came back in the ring, executed the rack attack on Paige, and won by pinfall to retain the championship.
Yeah, which was bullshit.
For a match that, to me, I really wasn't interested in seeing or, was getting bored with.
They should have just left the title with Paige at that point because that was bullshit. It didn't fucking matter if they did Twin Magic or not because Brie got pinned, pretended to be Nikki.
I mean, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
They did the same thing every fucking time with the Bella twins, is that if one switched with the other, they would count it as a win.
I mean,
or a retain.
I mean,
which is bullshit.
I mean, no offense to anyone who is a Bella Twins fan here, and I know there's several, but first of all, I just really wasn't into this match with Paige and Nikki Bella at all. And right when the ending was coming up, to where I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting. The Twin Magic and all that controversial finish really drug it back down for me. I wasn't really a huge fan of this from start to finish, really. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. So anyway. Oh yeah, and talk about a match that was shit. Ugh. we go on to the next match, which was for the Intercontinental Championship, which saw Ryback defend the Intercontinental Championship. Remember when he was a champion?
Yes.
And he was defending it against the Big Show.
The Big Blow.
Ugh. And for some reason, Miz was on commentary because Miz felt that he should have been the one to get this opportunity because Big Show cost him a match against Ryback a few weeks prior on SmackDown or Raw or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Technically, he was supposed to it was supposed to be a triple threat, but Big Show knocked him out on Friday. And he wasn't cleared to compete.
We're on the SmackDown prior to these. And the match, Ryback and Big Show didn't really have any good chemistry here. I mean, Ryback won the championship 2 weeks prior at the Elimination Chamber 2015 event in one of the worst chamber matches of all time. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about that in depth when we get to when we review Elimination Chamber 2015. By the way, so I'm not going into that here. And in this match, really wasn't that much better. Big Show was dominating Ryback for the most part, but they go outside the ring. Ryback gets back on offense, decides to attack The Miz on commentary, who'd done nothing at this point. Right?
He was just there.
And then Big Show attacks Ryback on the outside, and Miz was thinking about attacking like Big Show or Ryback on the outside, but he thought better of it, right?
Yep.
And then Big Show freaking executed his knockout punch on Ryback, and Ryback just rolled out of the ring unconscious, right? And then Big Show was like, well, I'm gonna freaking have to put him back in the ring to get the win and take this championship for a second time in my career. But no, that did not happen, because as soon as freaking Big Show rolled Ryback in, freaking Miz came in and attacked the Big Show, making the decision of disqualification. Yeah, with a low blow.
No, he hit him with a microphone.
Or hit him with a microphone, whatever.
It wasn't even a low blow. It was just microphone to the head multiple times.
Yep. And that caused the referee to be like, well, I'm throwing this match out. Big Show wins by disqualification.
And still, your champion, Ryback, who we will never, ever, ever, ever see again.
Yeah, because according to his fans on Twitter, he's retired. Anyway.
No, he got blacklisted because he was talking shit about Triple H and Caitlyn at that time, which was not true.
Hey, man, I was freaking making a joke referencing a post that he posted years ago on Twitter, saying if I were to ever come back to wrestling, which company should I return to? He had all these freaking like companies, and then the last one, and the last choice people could pick was retire. 95% of people just voted retire. So, according to his Twitter fans, he's retired from wrestling. But yeah,
he talked so much shit when he got released. They literally blacklisted him.
Yep. Yeah, and then my thoughts on this match. Yeah, this match was a drizzling shits, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on it?
It was interesting in the beginning.
Yeah, maybe in the beginning, but then it went downhill after that. And there was no way that Ryback would be able to pick up the Big Show for a shell shock. Let's get that unrealistic thing out of our head.
No, he did it before, and he could do it again. Everyone said the same thing about Mark Henry and him, but he beat him.
Anyway, after the drizzling shits that was the Intercontinental title match, I believe that's when they showed the Dusty Rhodes Memorial video package they put together, or was that before or after the champion versus champion match?
No, it was before the Money in the Bank match.
Well, I know they showed one also in the middle of the show, too, so... Yeah. I think that one was after this match, but either way, I know they showed one in the middle of the show as well. But either way, regardless whether it was before this match or this match, well, I just briefly mentioned that, right? Anyway, next we had a non-title champion versus champion match. And it was the NXT champion, Kevin Owens, taking on the United States champion, John Cena. Obviously,
Oh, you mean the piece of shit known as Kevin Owens?
No, the piece of shit known as John Cena.
No, Kevin Owens.
But yeah, neither title was on the line in this one. This was just for bragging rights, basically.
It was a rematch from the week prior.
Yeah, it was a rematch from the Elimination Chamber event a week prior or 2 weeks prior to this, because I know they had a pay-per-view match before this. And Kevin Owens just debuted on the main roster at this point. You know, fresh face on Raw, right? And of course, he would go on to have an amazing career in WWE following this, but you know, we already knew that, right?
Yeah.
And you know, this match, this match was actually the best match of the night, in my opinion. Both of them were going back and forth, countering each other's finishers and kicking out of each other's finishers. Hell, they were thinking of counters to counters in this match. All right.
Yeah.
Neither man had the clear advantage here. I mean, this was one of Cena's best matches. As much as we don't like him today because of his heel run, yeah, the dude can wrestle. So yeah, I'll be damned if I hear freaking people chanting that you can't wrestle chants at Cena. They're obviously wrong.
No, dude, I don't care what people say. Yeah, Cena's a heel now, but this is like 25 or
this was 10 years ago.
4 years of Cena doing or wanting to do what he wants to do, and then he finally turns heel, which he wanted to do.
Yeah, but like near the end of the match,
there's no way in hell that Cena can't wrestle, and Kevin Owens, they were chanting it both ways. It didn't fucking matter. Kevin Owens could wrestle and Cena can wrestle. So
yeah, because if these guys in reality could not wrestle, you know what they would not be doing? Wrestling in a match. Right?
They'd be doing you.
What the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. But anyway, near the end of the match, freaking Kevin Owens got all cocky with Cena doing the "you can't see me" gesture.
About wrestling like we do. That's why I said they'd be doing what you do.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, Owens got all cocky and mocked Cena with his "you can't see me" gesture, but Cena responded with the same move. I think it was the five knuckle shuffle he was doing. Right, and then, but Owens got right back up, executed a pop-up powerbomb for a 2 count. Right. And then freaking Cena battled back and nailed the attitude adjustment for a 2 count on Owens. This was back and forth. Everyone was on the edge of their seats for this one. Am I right?
Yeah, it was just counter after counter after counter. Fucking kick out after kick out after kick out. Yeah, and Cena got fed up at one point because he got frustrated when he thought it was a 3 count because the hand literally went down for that 3 count. It touched, and then the ref waved it off after he saw Kevin Owens lift his arm.
Yeah, but Cena then executed another AA for another 2 count. And then freaking Kevin Owens was desperately trying to fight back, trying to do another pop-up powerbomb near the end, but Cena countered into a third attitude adjustment for the 3 count. And this was actually a good back and forth match between the two.
Yeah.
And of course, So yeah, before I talk about what happened after the match, what was your thoughts from bell to bell for this particular match?
It was good.
In my opinion, it was the best match on the show. That didn't
Did it
involve
start
ladders.
out Cena Owens fucking rivalry? Yes.
Yep. But after the match, Cena was talking with Owens, showing a sign of respect, saying that they're both champions. That was a great fight or a great match that they had. And Cena went to shake Owens' hand, which Owens actually shook Cena's hands, but no, it was all deploy. It was all a ploy because immediately afterwards, Kevin Owens attacked Cena again.
Well, first it was Cena saying from one real champion to another, I acknowledge you and shit, and fucking Owens being Owens was being a dick and fucking attacked him.
Cena. Yeah, he attacked John Cena following that handshake or a sign of respect. And rolled Cena out onto the friggin' dang outside of the ring. And then Owens then proceeded to powerbomb John Cena onto the ring apron, which is the hardest part of the ring, rightfully deserved, and then walked off with both championships.
Yep.
Before he dropped the U.S. Championship back on the floor and walked off with the NXT title.
Yep. Well, he walked off with both titles, and then he just threw the United States title.
You know what's funny?
Was bullshit.
You know what's funny? I said Owens powerbomb Cena onto the ring apron, rightfully deserved, and you were like, yep.
Nah, I didn't hear the rightfully deserved, you stupid fuck.
Most fans today would agree with my statement.
No, they would not. And I fucking... Only you would say that for Kevin Owens powerbombing John Cena onto the fucking apron. Because you were sucking the Owens copium with the Owens sausage in your mouth.
It's like, no, but in regards to this match was actually a pretty good match. The post-match stuff just told the audience or the fans that, oh yeah, this rivalry's going to continue, which I believe it did after this. And then, yeah, thinking about Kevin Owens now, he had a great career. I just wish in this modern day, I just freaking hope he recovers from that neck injury and is able to get back into the ring by next year. That he's currently dealing with right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we go on to the semi-main, which this was just more or less the bathroom break match. The real semi-main was the one we just talked about. But the semi-main or bathroom break match saw the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods defend the tag team championship against the Primetime Players.
Yep.
To tell you the truth, I really wasn't into this match. I was just, to be all honest, I was just dozing off trying to freaking do my analysis on this one. And
team won.
And it ain't no fault of the people involved. I just wasn't too into this tag match, even though neither team had the advantage for very long. But the match ended when when Big E freaking dove at Darren Young outside the ring and put himself and Young out of the match, and then O'Neal got the best of Kofi Kingston by nailing the Clash of Titans on Kingston, or not Kingston, Woods. O'Neal won the match by pinning Woods after the freaking Clash of Titans to win the championships. With Darren Young here. And you say the right team won. Well, Big E was actually pretty good. He was a standout of the New Day tag team, as we know.
Yeah, the only good one in the entire fucking team.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston can hold his own, too. I mean, Kofi Kingston is the veteran of the team.
3 were good.
Yeah, 2 out of the 3 were good. Xavier Woods, yeah. The most main event success Xavier Woods got was a King of the Ring win, which, fair play is fair play. If he wanted to win the King of the Ring and they booked him to do so, because that was his ultimate goal, so be it, right?
Yeah.
It's a whatever, but it ain't no WWE Championship reigns that Kingston and Big E had, right, in their careers.
Yep.
But either way, this match, I really wasn't into this matchup, but at least there was a title change on this show. But it wouldn't be long before the New Day got those championships back and embarked on the year-long plus title reign from this point forward.
Yep.
But yeah, my thoughts on the match, it just felt meh or average to me, really. Right? So yeah, what was your thoughts on this match, this tag match as a whole?
It was decent. Did it start off? What did they start off as a good team? Yeah. Did this also kind of initiate Titus O'Neil's inferiority complex with Darren Young?
Yeah, because before
Some
this,
would say so. Some wouldn't.
before this, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil were a tag team before, and then they split up, had a rivalry, and then they became a tag team again and won these championships.
Yep.
So it was kind of meh. But this one to me, kind of, did Titus O'Neil and Darren Young have better matches? More than likely, yeah, they did. Did the New Day have better tag matches? Or better matches in general? Yes. So this one to me kind of felt meh, average. And then we get to the crazy main event, and it saw Seth Rollins, oh shit, defend the WWE World Championship against Dean Ambrose in a ladder match.
Hey, Dustin, burn it down.
Oh shit, wait, what? And of course, the story going into this one is that freaking at Elimination Chamber 2 weeks prior, Dean Ambrose, now known as Jon Moxley, for those who don't know, I'm pretty sure there's only like maybe one or two of you that didn't know that.
But also that Triple H has now offered Dean Ambrose a contract to come back.
Yeah. But anyway, Ambrose got a pinfall win over Seth Rollins at Elimination Chamber in a WWE title match, which the original referee for the match ended up ruling it as a disqualification win for Dean Ambrose instead, because Rollins pulled the referee in the way when Ambrose was doing a top rope move on the freaking Rollins, thus making the match end in disqualification. Rollins still retained the title, but Dean giving us that shock Seth Rollins meme face in the process that still is a gif today, right?
Yep.
But then freaking Dean Ambrose just attacked freaking Rollins some more, and then just walked off with the championship from that event.
Yeah, you saw it.
You know what? Yep. Yeah, and then freaking Ambrose went all over the place with as WWE champion, foreseeing the future, right? And then freaking Ambrose pretty much challenged Rollins to this ladder match, which Rollins accepted on the terms that no one's going to interfere in this match. I don't need anybody. I don't need the authority. I don't need nobody. I'm going to do this alone. Yeah, and then before the match, Rollins was making his way to the back. Freaking J&J security and Kane were laughing at him, pretty much telling Rollins, this will be the last time you're champion. And then freaking Stephanie and Triple H said some words with Rollins, including freaking Triple H yelling at Rollins to motivate him into the match, getting him all hyped up in the back. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, we start the match after the two make their way to the ring. This was actually a great fight back and forth. These two were fighting out like they legit hated each other, right? And this stems all the way back, and I believe this stems all the way back from when Rollins turned his back on the Shield. Anyway,
yeah,
about a year prior, right? At this point. Yeah, and then freaking several ladders are used, including a spot where I believe it was Dean Ambrose going through the ladder between the announce table and the ring apron? Or was that Seth Rollins that took the bump? Either way, there was that spot in this match. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then near the end of the match, no matter what Rollins did to Ambrose, he could not keep him down. Ambrose even freaking executed a dirty deeds on the Rollins on the Spanish announce table. Yeah, we gotta talk about that because that always gets broken, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then later on, no matter what Rollins did to Ambrose, Ambrose just would not stay down. He just wouldn't stay down, period. He's like a virus. You can't get rid of this guy, right?
Yep.
The sheer determination was unprecedented for both men to try to win this match, right? But after a freaking great back and forth, the ending came when freaking Rollins and Ambrose were literally fighting on one side of the ladder. Freaking the WWE Championship was actually unhooked from the apparatus that it hung on in the middle of the ring. And both Ambrose and Rollins both had a hold of the championship. And then, in the process, Rollins and Ambrose both went crashing down onto the ring canvas, with Ambrose accidentally letting go of the championship while it was still in Rollins' possession. Therefore, Rollins won the match and retained the championship here.
Yeah.
Which I thought was actually a good creative finish for a ladder match. But this is a ladder match that doesn't really get talked about. It's an underappreciated ladder match. To me, it's one of the best matches on this card. Probably, if I had to rank great ladder matches I've seen, I'd probably put this one as maybe number 5. After what I saw between these two, right? But your thoughts on this main event, this wild main event? I know we didn't go through it in detail. It's just something that you're gonna have to watch for yourself. So, what do you think about this? It was
literally Ambrose that hit the ladder and was buried underneath him.
Yeah. And of course, after the match, I thought it was a great match. Seth Rollins, after the match, was celebrating with Triple H on the entrance stage for like a good long period, and they kept showing the replay of how the match ended over and over again. And it showed one last shot of Rollins, his victory celebration, and well, that was it. Now, with something like that, you would think something else was going to happen, because it seemed like they kept stalling on Rollins' celebration, but nothing came of it. And I remember at the time, a lot of people thought that Brock Lesnar was going to be returning to friggin' beat the hell out of Rollins and signify that he's the next challenger, but that wouldn't happen until the following night on Raw.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, right? So yeah, that was Money in the Bank. Now we gotta, like I always say, talk about our favorite segment of this review, and that's our rating system for these matches. So Sheamus winning the 2015 Money in the Bank ladder match, I gave that one 4.5 out of 5.
Solid 4.
Yeah. Fair enough. Nikki Bella defeating Paige to retain the Divas Championship with that controversial ending. I gave that one 2.5 out of 5.
3.
You enjoyed that crappy match more than I did. Oh yeah, and speaking of crappy matches, the Big Show defeating Intercontinental Champion Ryback by disqualification in that drizzle shits of a match. I gave it 1 3/4 out of 5, and that's being nice, because some of Ryback's offense was actually pretty good in that match that I forgot to talk about. But other than that, I really didn't care. You only rated a 5 out of 5 because of how crappy it was. No, seriously, what's your realistic score on that one? You're just not going to say, are you? Whatever. I
I
got
guess.
1 3/4 out of 5. 8? What the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't say 8.
Oh, I thought you did. I heard 8.
I said maybe.
But anyway, John Cena defeating Kevin Owens in that. Anyway, John Cena defeating Kevin Owens in that champion versus champion match. I gave 5 out of 5. What do you say?
10 out of 5.
10 out of 5. You're breaking the scale there, buddy. Primetime players defeating the New Day to win the tag team championships. In that average match, I gave that one 3 out of 5.
3.5.
Yep. And of course, the main event with Seth Rollins defeating Dean Ambrose in that ladder match to retain the WWE Championship, I gave that one 5 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Well, 5 out of 5, yeah.
Yep. That being said, my final grade for Money in the Bank 2015 is a C+.
I guess a C-.
Yeah. So, rounds out to about a C. It felt like an average show. For the most part. So, that's our thoughts on Money in the Bank 2015. Now, next week it'll be my pick for the classic review, or the retro pay-per-view review that we do here on the podcast. And I know a week from this coming Saturday, at time of recording, which will be the day that this video actually gets uploaded, will be the 2025 Money in the Bank show that we're also going to be reviewing. So next week, so I thought about it. I'm like, I need to do a classic Money in the Bank as well. So of all choices we got, I decided to settle on this one. Next week, we're going to be reviewing the very first Money in the Bank pay-per-view event that happened back in 2010. Which saw the Money in the Bank briefcase, one of the Money in the Bank briefcase holders cash in on the same night for the first time.
Yes.
So yeah, you'll be hearing, and of course the main event to that particular show was Sheamus defending the WWE Championship against John Cena in a steel cage match. See, you're not the only one who picks great Sheamus matches for these reviews. So yeah, anyway, until then, we will see y'all next week. Peace.
Deuces.